In this video, I'll show you how to sum your values based on conditions right here in Google Sheets using this simple sales dataset. And with that, we will be learning how to use 4 functions. Those are SUMIF, SUMIFs, COUNTIF, and COUNTIFs. Let's get started. So here is our dataset. We have 50 rows of sales data with the columns for date, region, product, salesperson, units sold, unit price, total sales, category, and month. We will be using this data to find the totals and counts based on specific conditions like category, month, or salesperson. So first, we will try the SUMIF function. Now this function adds up values that meet only one condition. So let's get started with our formula. Put in your equal sign, type in SUMIF, or select it right here. So here is our syntax. First, we have the range where we will look for the condition. Then we have the condition. And lastly, the range that we want to sum. So for this one, we are trying to get the sum total sales for electronics. So the range where we're going to find our criterion, which is electronics, would be in the category column. So since we are using a pre-built table, we can simply use our table references. So if I type in the name of the table right here, which is sales, it will automatically suggest the entire table itself or the columns that are found within that table. So we are looking for the category column, which is right here. There you go. It's also highlighting that column. Once we click on that, it has selected that range, comma. Next one would be our criterion. So that's going to be electronics right here. So we're going to put that in quotation marks, type in electronics right here, closing quotations and comma. Last but not the least, we have our sum range. Again, this is the range that we want to sum the values. And that's going to be our total sales column right here. Now, if you're not using a pre-built table, you can simply just select that range like so. There you have it. And it will be added to your formula. Now, since this is still within my pre-built table, it will automatically change that range into the table reference. Either way, once you selected that range, which is the last part of our syntax right here, and press enter, we will get a total of 43,875 as our sum total sales for electronics. There you have it. So it's quite simple, getting the total sum based on one condition. That's our SUMIF function. Next part, let's try and do that with 2 conditions. So for this, we're not going to be using SUMIF because that's only limited to one condition. This time, we're going to be using the SUMIFs function. So that's the SUMIF with an S at the end. So type in your equal sign right here, put in SUMIFs. There we go. So sums are ranged depending on multiple criteria. So we have 2 conditions right here. Select that, and here's our syntax. So for this one, our sum range goes first. Compared to our SUMIF function right here, we had the sum range at the end of our formula. For SUMIFs, it's at the beginning of our formula. So let's go ahead and put in that range. That's our sales report table under the total sales column. There we have it, comma. Next part would be our criteria range for our first criteria. So the range where our first criteria belongs to would be in our region column. So we can again just do our table reference. That's going to be sales report under region column right here. Select that, comma. Put in your first criterion in quotation marks. That's going to be the North region, comma. Next part would be the range where our second criteria is found. So that's going to be in, again, our category column. So put in sales, category right here, comma, and in quotations again, just put in electronics. Close that off and press enter, and now we have a total of 30,550. So this is the sum total sales based on 2 conditions, which is again, the North region and the electronics category. Format that quickly, putting it in currency and centering it. There you have it. So that's for our SUMIF and SUMIFs function. Now, what if we just want to count how many sales this salesperson has made based on our data right here. So we can do that with our COUNTIF function. So start with your equal sign, type in COUNTIF. There we have it. So this is a function that counts the number of values based on one criteria. So here we are trying to count again how many sales this person has made, and that person's name is Emma Johnson. So Emma Johnson is found under the salesperson column in our data set. So let's do our table reference, type in sales, select the salesperson right here. There you go, comma, and put in our criteria, which is Emma Johnson. That's the salesperson's name. In quotations, press enter, and there we have it. We have a total number of 12 sales made by Emma Johnson. And lastly, if we want to count how many furniture sales happened in May, we can do this with our COUNTIFs function, again counting values based on multiple conditions. So start with your equal sign. Type in COUNTIFs. Count values depending on multiple criteria. Select that one. Here is our syntax. So for this one, we have our criteria range for our first criteria. And after that, we have the criteria itself. So again, for the first one, we have our first criteria range, which is under the category column because our criteria is furniture. So again, do your table reference, sales report under category, comma. In quotations, our first criterion, which is furniture. There we go, comma. Next one, a criteria range for our second criteria. So that's going to be our month column. Put in sales, select month right here, comma. And our actual criteria. So that's going to be in the month of May. In quotations, press enter, and there you have it. So we had a total of 4 furniture sales that happened in the month of May. So that's how easy you can sum your values based on different conditions. Whether that's just one condition or multiple, you can definitely do that with these functions right here. And if you still need extra help with sheets, I've got a free guide linked in the description below that you can check out. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Make sure to subscribe for more helpful videos, and I will see you in the next one.